little pokey magnet. Held it right over the hole, and I torqued that baby down real fast, and it caught. I got lucky, so I got my bumper on. But that was a pain. Welcome back to another episode of Eric's Camping Adventures. I'm going to try to install a Barricade bumper with a tire swing today. Hey, welcome back. I'm going to do a little work on the Jeep today. I'm looking at this rear bumper. I don't know if you can see it in there, but it's a little wavy. Looks like someone tried to use the hitch as a recovery point at one point, and it really bent it, tore it up. I actually like the shape of it. In general, I like the EAG bumper, but I can't replace that one, so I'm going to put on a Barricade bumper. It also has a tire swing on it. It's going to solve another problem for me. When I go to open the door for my tailgate, the weight of that tire is constantly pulling down my tailgate, and I'm just tired of making the adjustment. You can see that as you close here that the latch never stays up high for the post, so we're gonna pull this bumper off and put on a new one. Really doesn't look difficult starting out. You know, I'm gonna need to take my rings off, take my little trailer connection off. Looks like there's a bolt here, 2 bolts here, 2 bolts here, and then just repeat that on the other side. That one here actually needs to be drilled and tapped out. This one needs 2 bolts here, 2 bolts there, and that looks like it. Doesn't really look that difficult. Saying that before we start, right? Before I get too far into this, I am gonna look at my new parts, make sure they fit and match up. Same kind of thing. Make sure I ordered the right thing or got the right thing. I obtained this bumper and tire swing from extremeterrain.com. Pretty pleased with the packing. It's all there, pretty well protected, and I put a link down in the description below. This bumper is definitely longer than my existing bumper, and I'll tell you, at first I thought, man, this thing's going to look a little bit kooky on this Jeep, but it does not, and it gives me an extra place to step, to grab onto my Barricade little cage roof rack thing there and just step up and be able to reach up into my cases above. So it's appreciated actually that it's quite a bit longer. I really was worried this was going to stick out past my tires and fender flares, but actually just comes right to the edge of the Barricade roof rack. And that space really is a nice area to step. You can see already it's considerably wider than the other one. Just see what happens here. I really just have to look at the connection points. When I first looked at this bumper, I wondered, is this really going to fit on an old YJ? But with some additional brackets, it goes down to that little hole in the frame, the one that's plugged with the broken off bolt, and that is what stabilizes the bumper. So it is the right bumper, and it does fit on a YJ. In this little clip where my son is helping me take off the old bumper so I didn't like end up with stitches or a broken tooth, you can see how short this bumper is in comparison to the other one. Alright, grab that side. Ooh, it's light. That's probably why it's bent like that. Someone did a recovery. The next step is to remove the old spare tire carrier off the rear tailgate door of the Jeep. I have struggled with this since I've had the Jeep. I adjust the door with the Torx bits on the hinges, both the hinges on the tub, the hinges on the door, to try to hold it up. And it seems like the vibrations of the ride combined with the weight of the spare tire always makes it slide right back down. So I don't know if other people struggle with this. I assume that they do. It just doesn't seem to be the best design. There is kind of like some scars on the post that locks the door that would indicate that a lot of people long before me dealt with this. On the license plate side of the door, you can see just how close it is to the tub because it's sagging. In this little clip, you can see the brackets that are attached to the edge of the bumper, and here I am drilling out that old rusty bolt. I tried to use one of those little quick extractors. It just broke off. So here I am. I'm using my floor jack as a press, aiming my drill carefully and using a little WD-40 to lubricate that drill bit, trying to drill this thing out. It worked. The rest of this was just following the provided instructions. Everything worked. It hitched nicely. I did see some complaints that someone can't open their license plate gas tank access. Well, all you have to do is unhook the latch on the door, bump it out, and it opens with plenty of clearance to fit the filler nozzle into your gas tank. So, well, that was kind of a pain. Ran into trouble with one broken off bolt. I tried to do one of those little quick removers, didn't work. Tried drilling it out and tapping it, didn't work. Seemed like it just in the internet source I used for drill size and tap size was a pain, so I actually cleaned out the frame, used a magnet to hold a nut in the hole in the frame, and just zipped the brace up. So had I not done that, the whole bumper would have been loose. And I'll give you a little peek here. That little brace right there keeps the bumper from tipping downwards, and it's another source of anchoring for pulling. The whole bumper would wobble just a little bit when I swung the door. Now everything is solid, and right here it's just a bolt I had from the previous bumper, and I fished it through this hole with a magnet. A magnet my son has, little pokey magnet. Held it right over the hole, and I torqued that baby down real fast, and it caught. I got lucky, so I got my bumper on. But that was a pain. That's not Barricade's fault. I was a little surprised at the accoutrements to hold the lower part of the bumper on, but and I was not happy when I saw those, because I knew that bolt was broken off. I wasn't looking forward to getting into that, but I had to do something. So it wasn't particularly difficult. It was only difficult because of my circumstances, but it's all good now. It all works. come back next time, and we're going to go to Black Mesa State Park in the panhandle of Oklahoma. I mean, seriously, how are you going to put stickers on your cases so everybody knows where you've been?